I don't know who needs to hear this, but there is no company loyalty in 2024. This is not the same generation that your grandparents grew up in, where you can work a job for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years and retire nicely. Nowadays, it doesn't matter if you've been an employee for 5, 10, or 15, 20 years. If it makes sense on the company's bottom line, they will lay you off in a heartbeat. Even the companies that say that they treat you like family, or companies that say they want to invest in you long term during the interviews, they are lying to you. The moment they figure out a way to get the same work that you're doing done cheaper than you doing it, they will figure out a way to get you out of the organization.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but the only way you are going to maximize your salary throughout your career is if you move companies every 2 years. Companies do not reward loyalty anymore. In fact, they punish it.
Hey everyone, it's Queen here. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. On this channel, I discuss financial literacy, travel, and lifestyle. And sometimes I also like to talk about money from a societal point of view because it's very important for us to discuss these things. So today's video was inspired by a video I came across on TikTok FYP this morning of a lady that got laid off from her job after returning from her bereavement leave. That video was so painful to watch because she had just lost her grandmom and she worked in HR, yet she was blindsided by her team and got laid off from her role. Let's take a look.
All right.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
What about the bereavement time?
Getting paid on that.
Okay.
That is gonna be taken care of already. So.
Okay. Wow. All right, y'all. Hold on. Oh, I look like a hot mess. Hold on. My job just laid me off. I guess what's crazy about this is I just came from bereavement leave. My grandmother had passed away last week. I come back here Monday morning for work and I get a sudden meeting from my boss, not expecting this at all. And they tell me that due to the recent economic downturns, they're laying me off.
After listening to everything she said, I just realized that company loyalty is simply overrated. Saying you are loyal to your job, you're loyal to your career, your corporate role is just not it anymore. In 2024, we need to throw that out of the window because remaining loyal to a company by staying there for the most of your career has shown in different ways to hugely affect your earning potential.
For the same company for 8 years, and in that time I was noted as a high achiever and was given top marks on every performance evaluation. I was promoted into my first leadership position after 4 years and then was promoted every year since for the next 3. And on the day that I handed in my letter of resignation, my boss said to me, "Thanks." He came into my office a few hours later and said, "Pack your stuff and don't bother coming back." The relationship that you have with your organization is just like any other relationship. You have to pay attention to their behavior, look out for the abusers, and don't give your loyalty where it's not reciprocated or respected.
Time after time, staying loyal to a company has proven to be detrimental to people's finances. And that is why in this day and age, there is absolutely no reason why you should be working at any company for 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years. Now I get it if you're still taking your time to maybe do some specific things, that maybe gain some more skill, scale up the ladder, switch between different teams, or maybe they're helping you with getting paperwork, your residency, immigration status and all that. That might be a reason for you to want to consider staying there. However, if you're still in the early stages of your career, I do not recommend staying at any company longer than 2 years. And some of the reasons I'll break down in this video. 1. Company loyalty has proven to directly lead to employees being exploited. And I'll say this from a personal story that I've seen at a place I previously worked. My direct manager at that organization, she had been there for over 16 years, working in the same company. And one time, me being me, I was curious to ask questions about the retirement savings, the plan that the company has, contribution for the employees' retirement. So I asked her, hey, what's the plan for the retirement? I didn't see anything on that, and I was just inquiring. And she told me that, look at you. I've been in this company for over 16 years now, and they don't have anything called retirement savings or retirement contribution. This lady has committed, literally dedicated her whole career working in this company. And I can tell you for a fact, she was one of the most hardworking employees at that time in that organization. I started wondering, so if she didn't have, or if she doesn't have her own personal retirement savings, that means this company has not contributed anything towards her retirement. Now I was wondering, okay, so if this is the case, why didn't she move? This just goes to show you that sometimes employees don't even realize what is out there in the market for them because they've been too loyal to a company for too long.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but there is no company loyalty in 2024. Now, for some of you in the comments, you're going to say this is really obvious, but a lot of people have bought into these corporate lies. You see, for the last decade or so, corporate culture has become about belonging. 2022, 2023, and 2024 have shown us that companies will lay you off without any second thought. Literally, the only person that you can count on in your career is you.
Another reason why you should consider not being loyal to any company is because when you stay too loyal or you stay at a job for too long, you would not be learning new skills. Changing your jobs mean expanding your network, expanding your skill set, learning new things, what is out there, also knowing the value that you have to offer. It also reduces stress as a whole. It helps you climb up the corporate ladder even faster. So if this is something that you so desire, then you do not want to be loyal to any company for too long. And while you are here, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It will tell the algorithm that this is a good video and share it to more people so they don't get stuck on their job. Leave a comment below so I can hear from you and others can learn from your experience. Have you seen anyone go through this? And don't forget to subscribe if you are enjoying this video.
People that change jobs every 1 to 2 years earn considerably more than people that don't. Welcome back to my 8-part Glowing Up series where I share with you advice I wish someone had given to me in my early 20s. You have the best negotiating power during salary offer stage, not when you just joined a company, and absolutely not when you have worked there for 18 years and think that you have contributed a lot and therefore can negotiate for more money. People get the biggest increments when they change jobs. Best time for you guys to job hop is actually when you're young. Seeing someone change jobs 2 times in the last 2 years will not look as terrible as somebody who has changed jobs 10 times in the last 10 years. So optimize changing jobs when you are still young and settle into a role when you are older.
Another reason you might want to have a second thought before staying too loyal to that company is because when you change your job, you make more money than staying at a job that doesn't even value you, that doesn't give you a promotion or a raise. At best, companies would offer you 3% annual salary increase. However, if you move between companies, you stand a chance to increase your pay by 10+% every time. If this is something you never thought about, job hopping is one of the fastest way for you to increase your pay. It is one of the fastest way to increase your savings and your investments and even build a better financial situation for yourself. Now, there might be different reasons as to why different people job hop. Sometimes people are just job hopping just because they're trying to move between different professions, different career paths, or different roles. That might be their own goal. For some people, they are moving between companies because they are trying to see a pay increase, bump up their salary, or bump up the benefits. That is another reason. For some other people, it might be as a result of them trying to learn new skills. Because sometimes if you've been in a role for too long, you probably already know the in and out of all the tools that company uses. Now, if you don't move elsewhere where you are getting more challenges, then you might not be learning any new skill. There is no point denying that money can be a good motivating factor for people to move between jobs. And that's okay, that's completely fine.
New employees are paid on average 7% more than existing employees doing the same job. And there's also this other, even more wild stat. Employees who switch jobs more frequently earned 50% more over their lifetimes than people who stayed in the same job for long periods of time. If you haven't gotten a pay rise for more than a couple of years, maybe it's time to look for a better offer.
Another reason you might want to reconsider is new employees hired in the same role, in the same position, in that company that you have stayed loyal to all your life would get at least 10% more pay than the existing employees. Think about that. Let that sit for a second. Most employees that are working in the same organization would only get at best 3% annual raise or 3% bonus. Now, someone new coming into the same company is going to be getting at least 10% more than you, doing the same day-to-day task, the same responsibilities, but getting more pay. How does that feel? What should that even tell you about staying loyal? That is telling you that these companies do not even value you in the first place. Now, if you tell them that you got another job that is offering you a higher pay, guess what? They would now say they want to match that pay in order to keep you in the same role. Why did you not offer me the higher salary in the first place? Why did you have to wait for me to get another job before you offer me a pay increase? If you feel like the job that I do is worth that amount of money, why weren't you paying me that in the first place? Now I understand it. I'm not thinking from the corporate side or the company's point of view, because again, companies have to make money and they try as much as they can to make more money regardless of the amount of work that you do for them. However, you also want to think about how your employees are feeling. Loyalty should not be just a one-way street. It should be a two-way street where I am loyal to you as the employee, and you, the company, you're also loyal to me. If you assess the market, you see the current inflation rate, you compare the market pay you compare the pay in the job market based on the specific roles of your employees and your current profitability. Why are you not increasing the pay based on that? Why is it that companies have this set percentage right from when you sign your offer letter as the potential increase you can get? When there is possibility that you can go above and beyond, you can work twice as hard and make even more pay. Why is that?
Okay, I'm only going to say this once. It doesn't pay to stay. Don't make the mistake that most people do and stay loyal to their employer. Most businesses don't reward employees for their loyalty. If you want to increase your salary quicker, you need to jump ship. Having a breadth of experience from different sectors and different businesses also really helps in terms of your skill set and your general employability. As much as it's great to get a promotion within your existing company, you're likely to get more money if you go elsewhere.
If all these points are not even enough for you, let me remind you that a company would not think twice before laying you off if they want to cut costs. Companies are always thinking about profitability. If they feel like they're spending more money than the money that they're making, or maybe they are not making enough profit, one of the ways they can cut costs is by letting employees go. And they would not think twice before doing that. We've seen this happen over and over again. And what I find is that for the younger generation these days, Gen Z, some millennials, they're completely fine with moving between companies. Not all the time, but a good percentage of them are now aware of the fact that job hopping is the best way to increase your pay, get rid of any toxic environment that you don't like, and also any form of stagnance that you feel in any job. They've realized this. However, there is still a good percentage of the millennials that don't feel comfortable leaving their job. The boomer generation is even worse when it comes to talking about quitting jobs.
Forbes did a study. People who stay at jobs for longer than 2 years make essentially 50% less their entire lifetime. So my thing is like, you need to be either up or out every 2 years. Every 2 years, you need to be getting a 10 to 15% promotion at a minimum every 2 years. Otherwise, you need to leave. You need to go somewhere that's going to pay you. Because if you're not doing that, you're going to be making less. And people are like, well, the job market's bad and like, it's not the great resignation anymore. I agree. I concur. It's not as easy as it was 2-3 years ago. But we have to take a long, hard look at ourselves and be like, am I actually doing a good job? Do I deserve a raise? Because the best people, the smartest people, the people who perform the best and have the best results and make sure their boss knows that they're doing a good job, they tell people what they're going to do, they do it, and then they tell everyone how they did it, those people are going to get paid every year, and they always have since the dawn of time.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm not aware that it is very hard and challenging to find a new job right now. But that is why you don't want to wait till you are actually looking for a job to start applying for jobs. The best time to get a new job is when you are not looking, when you are not desperate. While you're still on that job, if you've been there for 1 to 2 years, you should quietly start looking for another job. Maybe when you are now seriously looking, you can be more aggressive. But in the beginning, you should start looking even while you are still on your current job. Because guess what? Your counterparts in other organizations are making more money. Any new hire to the same organization you are will be making more money. If you leave the role when they hire someone else to the same role, they will be making more money. So why should you be staying committed to any job longer than 2 years? Don't limit yourself or your opportunities just because you are staying loyal to a company that would never be loyal to you. You need to be selfish and strategic with your career and your professional life. Think about your financial future. What exactly do you want for yourself? What are the plans you want for your retirement? Because if you're thinking, oh, the contribution this company is making towards my retirement plan is great, I'm going to take that, or the pension benefits are great, there is even better outside there. If you feel like you staying committed or loyal to any job is because maybe you are just feeling like there's no better opportunities out there. Sometimes you need to go online to compare what you are getting paid right now with what is attainable out there in the market. That might be the only reason why you should stay at your job. If your next job or the potential job you are getting is not paying you more, then maybe you might consider staying there. Or maybe if you feel like it's just convenient for you based on your current lifestyle. However, if you are staying in that company just because you want to be loyal to your boss, or because they say we are family over here, we are a team, all of that, that's not enough. These companies would send you merchandise custom in their brand name and all of that just to make you feel like you're a part of something. But trust me, you are not. If anything changes for them, they would let you go in a heartbeat. They would never put you first because what is most important to them is their profitability, is how much money they are getting, how much bonuses they are able to pay their management, how much bonuses they are able to pay the top workers in the organization. They would never put you first. So you want to make sure that you're putting yourself first, you're looking out for yourself, think about your future, think about your finances. Never, ever, ever stay loyal to any company because they would let you go in a heartbeat.
I realize this sounds like the beginning of a bad joke, but hear me out. A company posts a job with a salary range of $80,000 to $100,000. A long-tenured employee of 6 years, and by all accounts a good performer through performance appraisals, etc., notices the job posting and she's working the same role. However, she makes $62,000 a year. She's obviously upset about it, which is completely understandable. She proceeds to go to her boss and ask for an $8,000 raise, which would put her to $70,000, and that's still well below the published pay range for the job. Unsurprisingly, the boss rejects her request and says that you're only eligible for a 3% merit increase, and only during your performance appraisal, which is still 4 months out. Understandably frustrated, she sought me out for career advice. And a few months later, we were able to land her a better opportunity, and one that paid $90,000. She marches right into her boss's office and she tenders her resignation. And wouldn't you know it, the boss miraculously finds $8,000 to throw at her in order to try to retain her. And of course she declines it. And the ironic part is now there's 2 jobs that are posted for $80,000 to $100,000. So it looks like that boss is gonna have to pay up after all. And the moral of this whole story is you have to act like a free agent. And if you're waiting for somebody else to do the right thing, especially if you're in a job for a long period of time and your boss is not recognizing the contribution and the market has passed you by, you need to think in terms of what's best for you. And in her case, she tried to do it the right way, they declined it, and she went off and found herself a better opportunity that truly values her. Remember, act like the CEO of your own career because you're the only one that's looking out for you.
Another reason why you might want to consider changing jobs, even if you don't want to think about the money, you don't want to think about the comfort, you don't want to think about anything else, think about the fact that your current job, if it's not covering your expenses anymore, you're not able to save enough from it, the work environment is toxic, your boss is not the best person for you, your teammates, they are, they gaslight you or they blindside you, or you feel some type of way in that environment, you don't feel valued. You feel like all you do is work, and nobody sees what you're doing. Nobody sees the effort you're putting in. Then maybe it's time to let go. If you feel stagnant or you feel stuck in that role, then where is the work-life balance? You're not getting it. You're just working and working and working. You're pouring in. And guess what? You no longer have that work-life balance. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you get overwhelmed, you get tired, you lose yourself in the process of giving your all to this job, guess what? The company would replace you right away. There's thousands of people waiting to take over your role. So if you feel like you want to work twice as hard, you want to be the best performing member on the team, let me tell you the truth, this company would not put you first if the situation ever changed. I just want to point this out because it is very important for us to know this, so that we are not giving our all to something that is never going to give back to us. Let me know your thoughts on this video. Share your experience in the comments so other people can learn from it. What do you think about company loyalty? How has it affected you in the past? Do you know anyone it has affected? What changes would you hope to see in the future generation? And how have you also improved for yourself? Thank you so much for watching, or thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.